What's up? I'm Busy.
I'm Adrian.
I am Danae.
And this is But
Actually,
Decent. The podcast.
the podcast. How y'all doing, man? Other than Nay, I know you're a little sniffly, but
You should have said I am very white. But whatever. I'm all right. How y'all doing?
I'm good. Happy Monday, which this airs on
Monday,
Wednesday,
y'all.
but happy Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm good. It is the end of March. What y'all say March has somewhere to be?
Man, it seems like every month.
This is it. And by the time this airs, it'll be gone already.
Yes.
No, it's still supposed to be cold for the rest of the kind of.
Well, yesterday was 80 degrees and today was 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Or 40, something like that.
Welcome to Chicago.
Yeah.
It's not this.
We in spring, y'all.
We are.
For sure. Before we get into this episode, make sure y'all follow us below. If you ever forget, just look below. IG, ButActuallyDecentPod. YouTube, Pod and Color. TikTok, ButActuallyDecent. Facebook, ButActuallyDecent, the podcast. So make sure y'all follow, share, and tag. And we on Spotify.
I think you should do this. Yes.
Spotify is not on there, but
Spotify
we on
there.
Spotify, y'all. Yeah, we'll put that
just
on
search
there.
ButActuallyDecent, the podcast. You'll find it on there too.
Yeah.
Why you didn't dance with me? Why y'all didn't dance with me?
It was a solo.
Yep.
So the
weekends. 8. How was your weekend?
How was my weekend? My weekend, I stayed home. I stayed home. I got my table for the kitchen. I finally returned the couch, and after being told by 3 different representatives that I can wrap and seal the pillows and I don't need a label, I said, "Are you sure?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "And this is gonna go with the package?" They're like, "Yeah, because they know it's with the couch." Da 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 da. How about FedEx came because I had to leave work to come put it on the porch. Then FedEx came. I come home. I'm like, okay, this is the moment of truth. I turn the corner. Sure enough, it's still pillows on my couch. I mean, on the porch. So I ended up calling them and then talking to a person that I feel pretty. He was really good. He was good at his job, and he was like, I don't know, this is terrible. And you said it's about 3 different people. I'm like, I can damn near tell you their names. So that was a thing, but then it's all a part of this process. And I was just like, man, I'm never buying a couch in a box ever. I'm not doing that. That's just not something I want.
I mean, it makes it better that at least the customer service person was nice and helpful. Yeah. And it was That's what we'll say. I'll leave it at that. So that was my weekend, and then I went to breakfast yesterday with my work parents, and that was a thing. It was cool. So that was my weekend. What y'all do?
My weekend was cool. My wife was out of town, so I took me and my kids. We went to a little hibachi, which was cool.
I did see that.
Good hibachi. That was cool.
What do the kids get? Do they get shrimp and shit?
My son getting steak. I have the steak medium. Thank you.
Oh,
and also,
can
I get a refill on this lemonade? Thank you. Appreciate that. For sure. He bougie. You gonna have to,
the lemonade from the bar or the lemonade out the pop machine? Because it's a difference.
Out the pop machine is perfectly fine.
Okay.
I don't know if we're supposed to say names or not, but what does your daughter eat?
She was just eating with me. She's in the stage right now where she waits a lot of food, which my son was in that stage around the same time, and my wife doesn't remember that. I'm like, he when he was her age, he was just eating with us because he wasn't finishing no food. So you wasting $10, you know what I'm saying? So that adds up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
damn, that's so grown. You really a daddy.
I am.
That's really grown.
Times 2.
Not a daddy.
Times 2.
because
A
we from
deity.
Chicago. A deity.
Yeah.
Saturday was cool. And you know, it was so funny today. My son is still on spring break today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. And so he was like, well, I'm trying to figure out, like, should I stay home or should I go to, he got like an after school type of program, whatever. I'm like, it ain't gonna be no eating out. So it's a turkey sandwich for lunch. He was like, you know what? I'll go over there. That's probably a good idea. I ain't seen them all weekend anyway. I probably will go over there. Yeah. So yeah, that's my Nick, how about
that's so funny.
I was literally all weekend because I shouldn't have. I went to a happy hour on Friday and I shouldn't have gone.
You felt
my
yourself
throat was
getting a little
already
sick?
scratchy. Yeah, my throat. It always starts with my throat. And ended up doing that. I wasn't out late or anything, but like as the night went on, I felt it like just coming. And I woke up Saturday and did not get out the bed. I mean, I was down. And yeah, Saturday was probably the worst. Sunday was a little bit better, but it gets scary because my breathing gets messed up. Because I got asthma. Contrary to popular belief, you know. Excuse me. And so yeah,
Not gonna say anything.
I caught up on. I watched a lot of women's basketball.
Okay.
This weekend because that is actually currently on. So if you see me picking over my Texas won. It's again. It's UConn and somebody playing next. But yeah, I was just at home. I am rewatching The Wire. Actually, I ain't even gonna lie. It ain't rewatching. I'm watching it for real as an adult.
You never saw it? What you saw it when you were younger? No.
Really? I said that to my uncle, and he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I never watched it."
What was The Wire? What was The Wire?
This is in Baltimore. Two. You.
Was that? Was it like a crackhead mama?
To you.
You thinking about The Corner?
Which was a prerequisite
also
to The Wire.
Oh, was it?
It was made by the same David Simon, I think, by the same director or something like that. But yeah, because it has some of the same characters in it. If I think that's correct.
That sounds about right. I remember watching The Corner, but I did not watch The Wire. And so I'm watching now. I'm on season 4.
How many seasons is it?
You on season 4? Wow.
I just started season 4.
Kid, right?
That's with the school. Yeah.
Yeah. That's man,
I heard that's peak. That's peak Wire.
For sure. And how'd you like season 2? Because that's always a point of contention.
It was tough. It was tough to get through. Story got a little dry around that time, but I ain't had nothing to do, so I just was watching. Was watching all weekend. And Sunday, I thought I was gonna be able to get up and do something, and still wasn't. And actually, I'm glad I did because today I felt a lot better when I woke up. Still a little nasally and a little drip. So if y'all see me do a little drip,
you wipe home.
Drop.
As I said, it ain't for no other reason other than snot. All right.
No booger should go on
no
But Actually Decent.
It's
that actually ain't decent. Okay.
That is not decent.
Little nose candy.
At all.
Yeah. Wait. I saw this thing on TikTok. This girl said, we all need to realize we need to stop doing powder. And the comments was like, we? Who are you talking about?
You, boo.
You.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be shocked. More people do it than you know.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Functional.
Very I feel functional. Like the richer you get too, you start to, did you just pull that out? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Y'all ever been like in a room? Well,
I haven't.
Next subject. Okay. All right, follow us, but actually decent. Don't do coke or powder. None of that.
Drink Coke. Don't do Coke.
Drink Coke.
Don't smoke
That's
Coke.
it.
Coke. 8. What you got for us this week?
Yeah, so something that I really, really enjoy is when I make time to like meditate. And so at one point I was doing it like every day, like it was a thing. It was one time I did like this 3-week challenge, like it was super good. And so there's an app that I use, and I just wanted to share it. If anybody has like had thoughts about meditating or just want to know more about it or something, I think it's a pretty cool app. It's free. And it's called the Insight Timer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Insight Timer. I obviously, not obviously, but I don't know about how it works on Android, but I know with Apple it's just Insight Timer, the white background like a brown bowl. But it's pretty cool, and like a new feature that they added was after the meditation, it gives you a section for a journal entry. And so I've been like, right now, just what I feel in that moment or whatever. And then it like gives you this, all right, you 2 days in a row. Can you make it to 3? And so then at 3, it was like, see you at 5. So like it kind of motivates you to do it. So I think it's pretty cool. So just something to quiet our minds, because some of us, your mind can be a lot, and it just needs to be just calm down. Calm down, like on This Is Us, when Beth poured the club soda, remember, in the glass, and she was like, just wait till the bubbles.
What was the Alka-Seltzer? The AK-47?
Yeah.
Didn't she say put an Alka-Seltzer in there and watch it or something?
It was, I thought it was, maybe it was Alka-Seltzer. I don't know, I thought it was like a club, but either way, it was just to
bubbles.
watch. Yeah, but just to calm us down, because I think sometimes we just gotta just breathe. Just breathe through some
We get
stuff.
so frantic.
Yeah, I know I do.
Yeah.
Especially in the morning. I'll be like, okay, Adrian, you are not even off work yet. Like, you already, like, calm down. So it works for me. So I just wanted to share that. That's my wellness tip for this week. And just check it out. Just check it out if you're interested in, meditation and things like that. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Do you journal inside that app?
Yeah. So like, when they have like just a little section, and I mean, I put a pretty decent amount over the last few days. But you can write and then like rate it. They even have it where you could like send, because there's some people you can follow. This guy named David G. That's my G. Like, I love him. He's super cool. He do like the guided meditation, and they have it where you can like follow them and like see all their stuff, and if you want to donate to them or whatever, like they have all that. So it's cool. It's cool.
Nice.
But it has all of it. Has it all. Has it all.
What's up? Okay, cool. Thank you for that. My BZ offers wisdom. The bow. This week is just because something is uncomfortable doesn't mean that you shouldn't go through it. And I feel like a lot of times we'd be like, well, this is not really serving me, and this is making me feel away, so I'm going to quit it. But growth sucks. Growth as a feeling sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
That's me saying good night.
Good night.
Because
Sometimes things that we have to go through that are uncomfortable, or the like if you ever been in a position and somebody is talking to you crazy, sometimes we actually need to be there to learn that lesson. Even though they talking to you crazy, it's all needed for your journey. It is, unfortunately. So sometimes, I'm not trying to preach right now, but that's why you just have to be in alignment, really. You have to be in alignment to be like, am I actually supposed to be going through this at this moment? Is this going to help my journey, versus you really wasn't supposed to be going through that torment. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. It could feel the same, but it really is a difference. So that's my BZ offers wisdom.
Dang, I like that. That's cool. Cool.
That is along the lines of the big buffalo energy.
It is. And you know what? I called 8, and you were sick. I did call you, but she was sick. But I did call 8, and I just reminisce on our parents. And when you're younger, stuff that they did, you like, well, they adults, they supposed to do it. But then when you get older, you be like, oh, I mean, like, yes, they were supposed to do it, but you also saw adults who didn't do it, or your friends who are adults and don't do it. And you like, oh, they didn't have to do it, but if they wanted a better life, they did it, you know. And that's how we are, you know. We don't pay bills because it's fun. You know.
I think we can end it right there, quite honestly.
15 minutes in, it's a new record.
I guess we got to keep going.
We do. We got Big Buffalo.
Big Buffalo. Yeah. So what's our episode about tonight, Chef? Cooking it up? Raekwon? Oh.
Who she coughing? She coughing it up.
That's what we need.
I can't help myself.
Yeah. And you better excuse yourself if you need to, because you deserve it. You don't be holding it. You gotta let that up.
That make you sicker.
Yeah.
Which is a word all in itself.
Sicker.
Sicker.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to focus today in a little bit on the seasonal change. Some people we all are in a seasonal change from winter into spring. I think spring started maybe a week and a half ago. Technically.
Oh, right, March.
But also spring break is also a time for the chilling to be home, but also just for a little break in mindset for some. I know that's not for everybody, but as the old folks used to call it, cleanup week or whatever this little break in time is, I think, number one, I'm very grateful that it is there, because sometimes the winter can bring about, like, there's a lot that happens in the winter. You got the holidays, you got, depending on where you live, it's cold, it's dark all the time, and now with spring changing, it just kind of opens up a little bit more brightness into some people's lives. And I think I mentioned before on here that I'm like a reset kind of person. So like when the month changes or when the season changes, those are times when I personally like to reset, like mentally and physically. And so before I fell ill towards the latter part of my spring break, I was really focusing in on some mental and physical changes and resets and reorganization within myself and also within my home. And I just kind of wanted to focus in on that, because as I was doing it, it was just a lot of stuff coming to me about like my space here and my space here. So one of the things that I like to do as the seasons change is, and kind of like, we'll talk like from winter to spring, but also it's kind of the quarterly, the first quarter of the year is over. So it depends on how you want to look at it. If you want to look at the season or if you want to just look at this 3-month period, but setting some goals for quarter two or just for the spring. So we'll start with some mental stuff and then we'll go into some physical stuff. So we'll start heavy and then we'll ease on up at the end. Okay. So question.
I'm sorry, y'all. This contact, I'm not crying or I'm not scared. One contact just be stupid.
Okay. So thinking back on season or last season or the beginning of the year, what have you been the most grateful for? And what are you most happily leaving behind in that first chunk of the year? And I can start because I already took some notes while you guys are thinking. But if anything comes to mind, feel free to cut me off. I know a big part, well, the thing that I've been most grateful for, I don't know if I talk a lot on here about the fact that I coach basketball, but I'm most grateful for the opportunity that I have to like impact the future through my relationship with my players. Why? Because I was a teacher, no longer a teacher, and I don't really have like the one-on-one relationships with kids anymore. And through basketball, I'm able to do that. And so this season, basketball is a winter sport. So I'm looking kind of over the winter. There was a lot went on for us. So we started out the year very strong. I got a great group of girls, but they are not basketball players. I will say that. So started out really strong. We won our Thanksgiving tournament. We beat our big district rivalry. And then things just kind of went downhill. And if I'm speaking from a coach point of view, and strictly just looking at basketball, it was frustrating because it's like, how do you start so well and then lose? Like, I think we lost 14 in a row, something crazy like that. And we never quite recovered from that. During that time, I lost my biggest player to an injury. I had a couple of girls and myself that were just battling some mental struggles. Because it's hard being a teenager. I don't know if y'all know that or remember that, but it's just like, you know, when you start introducing boyfriends and girlfriends, and then you got
parents,
junior year, right? Parents, whatever pressure they're getting from there,
right?
The pressure to decide what college you're going to. I got a lot of girls with a lot of religious demands, and then on top of that, their leader, me, I wasn't in the best place mentally throughout this season either. But I say that I'm grateful for that because it definitely was. It made me look beyond basketball. Like, and I have been bred to like focus in on that instead of like what kind of things. I'm like, well, get over it. And I think just through some conversations with them, like, I know that sometimes they are afraid to say things to me because they know that I'm like, well, suck it up, you know, or like, you ain't the only one, or, you know, all of these other things. But because there was so much going on this year, I could not be that way with them. And I think that just has unlocked the way that I look at many different situations, and where like, it's not just how I see it. Other people have to have a perspective too, and there has to be respect for their perspective, because like, I could say what I want, but if they don't have it, they don't have it, right? If they aren't able to push past whatever is mentally holding them back, it don't matter how much I yell or how much I try to team bond or how much I try to, you know, ask the parents, or like, even I will go so far as to ask the boyfriends, hey, now what's going on with y'all?
Right.
But it's people you got to be a buffalo. Like, you just have to get through those things in whatever time that it takes. So like, just that realization is something that I've been super, super grateful for just over the last few months. What about y'all?
8.
That was great.
Thank you.
That was great. I think something that I don't know. Yeah, something I'm most grateful for is today. Like, not today as in March 31st, but just like today, this time in my life. I don't know what's going on sometimes. And then all the time, I'm just like, you know what, God, I just ask that you go before me. I just ask that you go before me and just lead me, and please help me with me. Help me with me. So like, I feel like right now I'm grateful for even the stuff that I don't like or that doesn't feel good. It's like, it's a purpose in it. And so I'm grateful to be in that space. And something that I'm shedding and leaving in the first quarter was thinking. I took a double dose of thinking sometimes, and I found myself just having really bad self-talk, and the way I looked at certain things, or I'd like isolate because I felt like I just don't want to like mess up nobody else's energy because of how I was feeling. And something my daddy said was, you can't get higher thinking low. You can't get higher thinking low. And like, I did a lot of that. And so that's something I'm leaving. And
he was really dropping knowledge.
Nah, for real.
No, I'm serious. Like, I have a whole note.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
but you should.
And you know how he is. So But yeah, so that's something I'm happy with leaving, and that's what I was most grateful for. So that's me. Now B.
Let's see. I thought you were gonna keep going.
On
Hey,
three.
On three. um yeah, you know what?
awesome.
Something I'm really excited to, like a mindset that I'm excited to have is like not necessarily trying to get through this one thing so I could get to another. You know, I always think about you, Nay, like you were really saying that, and I really had to take inventory. Like, I feel like I really am trying to like rush through this one thing to get to the other, and really to, you know, because I read this quote. It was like 20 years from now, the 20 year older yourself basically would look back 20 years and be like, I wish I had my health at 20 years ago. I wish I had the relationships 20 years ago. You know, I really wish that I had, you know, the perspective I had 20 years ago, you know, and you can't get that time back. So it's like the ebbs and flows, even though it feel like it's ebbing a lot and it's not really flowing, you know, you still can't get that time back. Right now, we can never get this moment back. We are on episode 37. We're on 37. We can never go back to the third episode. That time has passed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's very true.
yeah, so, and I'm glad to be leaving like me rushing and in the past basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't share what I was leaving behind, but it's similar to what y'all said, just carrying more weight than I have to.
Yeah.
Just creating things to add to my list, or being so critical of myself that I can't even get whatever it is done because I'm thinking about how I'm going to do it wrong. Um, and also like, and I, in some ways, like this ties to the basketball thing, like the never good enough mentality. Like I think that
Yeah.
as athletes, you are bred to believe that no matter what, there's always a further step you could go, or there's always something you could correct, or something that went wrong. And maybe that's true for sports, but that's not always the healthiest thing
No.
to use as your filter, because you end up overlooking so many positive things because you're looking for the negative thing.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah.
With that, would you say how it ties back to sports? Going back to like when you first started coaching, did you have any of those traits that you were like giving to the girls, or did you know offhand like, no, I'm not doing this ever? Like, was that ever a struggle or whatever?
It's continues to be a struggle. Because it's just like, for one, my team is not super competitive, so there is a lot bad going on. So it's hard to just overlook those things, but you also have to find um the little small wins, because if you
Yeah.
don't, then it's just like you bitching at them, or even when they do something right, if it doesn't get acknowledged, it's like, well,
You'll
why would I
never
do
say
that
nothing.
again?
Yeah.
Right,
Right?
right,
Like,
right,
why
right,
would I go the extra mile, or why would I whatever the play is. And that is, again, because like some of the traits that I have just personally, they come out through coaching, but then I have to like sit back and remember like what role I have for them, and that I am, in most cases, the only interaction that they have with adults is their parents and teachers, and I'm neither one of those. So like I feel like I
right,
have a responsibility to not critique them in the same way that a teacher has to tell you when you're wrong, right? Because
right,
that's what they're there for, right?
right.
Your parent may let you do some stuff wrong, but they ain't really gonna let you do too much wrong. Otherwise, are they a great parent? Probably not. And um, while that's what those people's roles are, I think as a coach, like, all I want to do is just build them up. And
Okay.
I know when
That's
you are
good.
taking those little, like, you can watch, one of the more powerful things to do is watch a film, watch yourself on film muted, and then watch body language, because if you do that, you see what
Mm,
you do, you see how they react, you see what
wow.
the bench does. You see, like,
Wow.
and I'm learning. I'm learning every day, but it's so much stuff that like I can watch myself and I can remember like, yeah, she was done after you said that. Like once you went there, once that timeout happened and you chewed her out, like you ain't getting nothing else from her. And are you shocked? Like it's so many things that game mirrors in life. And so that's why I'm grateful to be able to do it. I'm grateful to be able to do it at this level. And I just want it to, like, I want the competitiveness and the life lessons to match.
Okay.
And we ain't there yet, but hopefully they will.
Okay.
Because
Absolutely.
that's the goal.
Wow.
So shifting. Everybody take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath.
Man, Danae,
Right?
you laid out you was laying out what they said, the haymakers. That was yeah.
I'm like, what happened November 4th, 2024?
Y'all know Ivory from Now That's TV. No. From Zeus? No. Okay.
Now why would we, girl? I don't watch no Lemon Pepper.
I think we need to just have a day.
I don't think we
do. We do. Can we just watch the reunion together? They just came out with the trailer.
We can watch the trailer after trailer.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Not just the trailer. We got to watch the whole episode. So now, in the same vein of spring cleaning, spring decluttering, spring organizing, we're going to look at physical. So again, I was off the last week and started out saying that I was going to do a little chunk of something every day, right? Like we are now getting to I don't even know if it's the age. I've been cleaning up all my life, okay? And if I can hand it over to somebody else, I want to be able to do that. Now, I have not been able to bring myself all my life. I've had to clean. Okay.
All my life I had to clean.
So I wanna just, in a perfect world, I would come home and things would never be in the wrong spot, but that's not necessarily realistic. And a lot of times I don't even be remembering how things got where they were. I don't keep a nasty home, but sometimes if you just overlook some spaces, they can tend to become a thing, right? So again, in the last week, just looking around my house and doing a little bit, like I would attack a room or do like a big task. And overall, I realized that I am an over consumer. And I am also very easily overwhelmed by things. And so it's like it works against, like, you overconsume, but then you also be like, oh, can this just move? And it's just too much. And so like in this new season, second quarter, I am looking to be more intentional around the purchases that I make in my home and not overdoing it. Yeah. So how do you all organize? And this is because Adrian is just moving into his new space. BZ, I don't know how long you've been in your home.
47 years.
Yeah, it'll be like 8 years this year.
About 8 years.
In October.
We've been here. I think it'll be 4 years. So we got like each stage.
Brand new.
Yep. Cause we moved in here the weekend. The weekend is fast. Wow. But yep, somewhere around there. And so we got all 3 different stages: brand new, middle, and coming up on 10. Yeah. So how do you all go about like organizing or cleaning spaces in your home?
For me, more recently, I can't go a day without running the dishwasher, because if I do, it's 1,000 plates, 500 forks that's just in the sink, and I'm just like, how did this even happen? You can't miss it. And also laundry, I cannot overlook that. because it's like, and if these are the things I'm just doing every day, I'm just doing them every day. It just happens, and that's okay with me, because it's way easier to keep pushing the train than to start pushing the train. Once it's in motion, it's like, okay, we can keep this going. But if you stop, you like, oh my God,
and they be
how many
piling up.
socks is it? You only got 2 feet. Jesus, seriously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Keep pushing the train.
you got to. You have to.
That's right. That's right.
My old boss told me that, because when I was a banker, he was
Can
like,
you
you
say it one
gotta.
more time?
It's easier to keep pushing the train than to like basically start to push it. If it's just sitting still. When I was a banker, we had to call people, and he was like, in your first month, you're probably not going to close anything. But in your second month, the people from the first month that you called are going to be like, okay, yeah, I'll come in. Then by your third month, the people you call in your first and second month. But he said, and as you're starting to close people, closing credit cards and checking accounts and stuff like that, don't lose the momentum, because the minute you do, you got to start that first month on month 4. You got to do that all over again. So
that's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
I was a wise man. He had a lot of stuff to say. So
yeah.
Wow.
What about y'all?
You want me to go?
Ultimately, you just need to keep everything perfect like it is right now.
Forever.
So I think for me, I noticed, because I had a bunch of thoughts when you asked this, but like I noticed when I fold laundry that I fold things differently depending on how I'm feeling. Like sometimes I just fold because, okay, let me just hurry up and put this away. And then sometimes I fold where I'm like, okay, no, because like my underwear drawer is like black, blue, like my underwear, I like that. And so, but then I'll get to a point where it's not like that and they just all over the place. But I notice a shift. So then when it comes to like organizing and stuff, I like to do it when I'm feeling good, because that's when I do my best. Because if it's just me, like, so even like now I'm recording in my office, and I'm excited about it, but like I was like, I'm not even gonna do it because I don't have no this, I don't have that. And I was like, let's change the way we feeling about that, because feeling like you don't have, you're not gonna do it. I was like, let's work with what you got. Yeah. And I came in here and like moved the stuff, and like it feels good. And because I had
that train,
I was moving the train. I was like even when I was packing up that damn couch, like it was, I had no choice but to go to Walmart, because I didn't have tape, I didn't have bubble wrap. And do you know how much that stuff costs? Bubble wrap?
Yeah, it's expensive, like seasoning.
I was like, what?
You don't know how much seasons cost until you ain't got none. You like, whoa, how much?
You all up in my notes. You all up in my notes. Okay, so let's look at our bedrooms, right? Bedroom, I think about clothes. Yeah. So personally, with the exception of like coats and jackets, my wardrobe doesn't really change too much between seasons.
Mine doesn't either.
And I find myself like moving more into like a minimalist style of clothing. And Steve so in the earlier part of the week, I took some time to like go through my clothes, and you don't realize how much you got. And my purpose in doing that was like, I buy a lot of the same thing, and I just don't realize, girl, you got 17 black tank tops. You got
how many cardigans do you have?
Black long sleeve shirts and 12 black short sleeve shirts. You don't need another black shirt, but guess what? When I go to the store, I'm gonna give me another black shirt. So like I went through all of my stuff and like separated it and was like, girl, you ain't wore this in a while. Get rid of it. You like this, but you don't really like how it's fit nowadays. Get rid of it. Like just going through that, and like it was therapeutic to me a little bit, because like taking that kind of inventory of what you do and don't have just helps you realize what you need more of and what you need less of. And
Mm.
therefore you can spend a little less money, because it can be frustrating when you are looking through and seeing, like, again, I didn't need that. I didn't like,
Mhm.
I just, things tend to pile up on me in that way. And I need to just kind of pause and look at my stuff. So my question to you all is kind of twofold. When is the last time that you have gone through and done an inventory of your clothes? And then part two, what makes you buy clothes?
You want to go B? You want to go B first? You want to go first, B?
Yeah, sure. I haven't done an inventory in a minute, and I usually buy clothes really out of necessity, because I'll be like, I need some new black jeans.
Yeah.
These are great at this point.
So you are a
Um,
need-based purchaser.
yeah, but I am moving into like getting more stuff, because then you don't wear out the stuff that you have. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like a favorite or whatever the case, getting it kind of when you don't need it. And realistically, clothes and stuff, it's an investment. It really is an investment. So if you buy something that costs a little bit more, sometimes, not all the time, because the quality of like everything has just changed. But when you buy something a little bit more, at least you have it. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I think about like Jordans and stuff like that, and in my mind I'd be like, I'm not about to pay for that. But then I realize how many times I'll go back to it, just like on a web page, just window shopping. I'm like, and for me, if I go back to it like 2 or 3 times, I'm just like, I should have bought them, because at this point it's like it's something in my brain. It's like, bruh, just buy
Mm-hmm.
them, and when you buy them, you got them. Just
Mm-hmm.
So
I
yeah,
agree. I think that's the problem with fast fashion, is that it's not quality enough for you to be able to keep it for a long time, and therefore you keep
yeah,
replacing it with more BS.
man. I bought some pants from Nigga Nova before, and I just tried them on, and I zipped them up, and the zipper broke. I'm like, this is the first time, like, bruh,
That is
I
so
didn't even wear
petty.
them out. Yeah, it's crazy.
Huh.
Damn.
Me?
Excuse me. So when you say when was the last time we did an inventory? So like, and I've shared this, I think, with y'all too, and I'll just tell it because it's just a thing. But I have like this weird relationship with getting rid of clothes. And so there's a thing with me where if I have like some shorts or something like that or whatever, and I'm like, anytime that I wore these shorts, like it was always so fun. I like how I felt in them. I like the way I looked in them. And so then if those same shorts are here but don't fit me how they did at one point, I'm like, well, I'm not getting rid of the shorts. I'd rather do something. And so that's the struggle that I have, because it's not, and it's not to say like, rah, rah, I'm Rambo, but it's more so like, I don't want to let go of this so much that, so it's that kind of thing. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but when I think of like just taking inventory and stuff, I realize like even now in my, in the space in my office now is toast of summer stuff. And like, I know I can't fit that stuff. Now, if I really got busy, I'd be able to wear it in the summer. And in my head, that's when I know I'll be my best self, because that version of Asian is discipline. That version of Asian is this. So then I'll be it's like a weird thing. So I'm like, if I let go, I feel like I'm gonna let go of that drive, maybe. But then like I'm also holding on to it, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So it's weird. So like so even when you asked the question, I was like, you dirty wench. Like because it's really been like a thing. And then then it's like, okay, well, this, you feel this way with like I got a coat, like I bought a really a nice coat or whatever. And so I'm like, I need to always fit this coat. Where that's true, but the thing is, like, it just I don't want to let it go. I have a hard time with it. So that's the thing. And maybe I need to talk to Dr. Alton about that next week. But yeah, that's how I
I
am
mean,
with.
you also could just. Some people, you have a relationship with your clothes, right? So, like the same way
Yeah.
that you just said,
Right.
when you had this on, you had a good day, you felt good. Like that's a relationship. Like, and so
No,
I
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
understand how it's difficult to get rid of stuff. Um, I think most people have that. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, in your case, it might be more extreme than others, but it's not out of the ordinary for you to want to hold on to things because of the mood that you were in when you wore them. Like, and sometimes you just feel like you looked good in
Mm-hmm.
that, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look good in
And
that
I want,
again.
and I want to run it back.
Yeah,
I want
that's
to run it
all.
back. I
Yeah,
want to.
don't
Like
feel
that
bad
be the
about
thing.
that.
But I realized, but I just coming to like, wait, this is how I feel. Like having
Mhm.
that aha moment, if you will. I was just like, wow, that's something. That's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's shift to the kitchen. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on to the kitchen. So, um, something that I did again over this last week was I went through and threw away a lot of expired things. You
Mm.
lose track of, and it's I would say more non-perishables than perishables,
Mm.
but
Okay.
you can just find I can just find myself looking up for some pancake batter, and it's like
Mm.
2022. Now
Right. Could have sworn I just bought this. Wait a minute.
I just made pancakes, but no, girl. And if
You
you
did it.
did, that's why your stomach was hurting.
Seek
Um,
help. Seek help.
yeah.
But
And
your family, Danae, y'all always buy, like, even with cooking, like, it's always just,
overconsumption
wait,
is
how
what
many
it
people we
is.
expect? About 25? Okay, so why is the 10 pans of chicken in the kitchen?
I ordered
Like,
Chinese food
Just in case they
yesterday.
get hungry.
yeah.
Didn't even have an appetite. I ain't ate. My saltines is right here because I ain't ate in 2 days. But I ordered
Mm.
so much Chinese food that my boyfriend was like, "We got orange chicken too." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, I didn't even see that in there." But like, why you ordering all this Chinese food? That's just what I
Right.
do. But that's the problem. So, first question. Um, because a lot of the stuff that I was storing away is things that I have multiples of. So, like,
Mm.
what is something that you always buy when you go to the grocery store? And you might need it, you might not need it. Chances are you got it at home, but you be buying it every time. For me, it's pasta and rice.
Mm.
Mm.
I don't need no more rice. But I always like I just and that I feel like that's from slavery. Like I always feel like I can make a meal if I got me some rice and I got me some pasta. I could figure it out.
Mhm.
But I just buy it every
Resourceful.
time I go to the store. And then it ends up with me throwing stuff away because it's like, girl, how much
Mm.
pasta you gonna make? And you supposed to be eating
Right.
gluten free. You don't need none of it, quite honestly. But here I am.
Here I am. I used to be buying like grits a lot.
Mm, hmm
Or like seasonings. Like if we was getting a little low or I thought we was getting a little low, I would buy a couple. Then I look back, I'm like, ooh, we got 2 of these already. Ooh, my bad. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think, and I'm excited to get back into this because this had been took a little break when I was, spending night with my sister. But I will say that, like, with me, when I'm like grocery shopping, especially if I'm in like my meal prep bag and I'm on that, like, I don't really do that. And a
Yeah.
lot of the time it because a lot of stuff I buy, I will buy it every week. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially if I'm making salads and having fruit, whatever stuff like that. But like, and then like for me with overbuying, the only thing I be having to really, really think about it. Like I might buy another if I know it's like almost gone, but I'll
Mm-hmm.
never have like 2 brand new ones. Like it may be like 3/4 or whatever gone, and then I'm like, oh, I need to get another one. So I'll be like that, but I don't know. I don't really be, yeah. And right now I ain't buying nothing because ain't nothing in there. But when we do go grocery shopping this week,
You
we
know,
will be good.
You know, another thing, we used to like go to Sam's Club, spend $700, $800, $900 for like the whole month, you know. And I found that we threw a lot of food away like
Yep.
that. We got a lot of chicken thighs, a lot. So we at one point I was going pretty much every day. And then my wife was like, so let's not do that.
Let's find a
So
happy medium.
so now we do like once a week. You know, we
Okay.
haven't gone this week, but yeah, we're gone like once a week. That's we could handle that because usually on Fridays we pretty much be eating out. Saturdays, Sundays, the weekend we pretty much eating out. So like Monday through Thursday we eating in. What are the 4 meals that you want for these days? So
Mm-hmm.
that helps. But
Yeah,
buying in bulk sometimes,
planning definitely helps.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Buying in
sorry.
bulk sounds good. No, you're fine. Buying in bulk sounds good, but if you're not careful, you could be wasting a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can you add or get rid of in your kitchen to make things easier for you? Like mine, I need a new set of pots. I have
Mm.
mismatch and just old stuff. And I read something about like if your pot is, like the nonstick pots, when they start to peel or like you start being able to see the silver, like that's not good because
Yeah.
the particles of what's
Yeah.
peeling is like getting in
Yeah,
your food.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm like, and that's in me, not on me. I come from a long line of pot stealers and pot reusers. And so I just kind of want to get rid of everything. I want all ceramic pots. I have a
Mm.
glass pot that I love, but
I'm
it
scared of
is,
glass pots.
I'm terrified of using it. I made some Campbell soup in it the other day. And I just was like, it's gonna explode at any minute,
Exactly.
but apparently it won't. But yeah,
Oh.
if I get rid of pots, I think it would help me with how often I cook, and it will help my health and just organizing. Like I got mismatched tops with pots. Like I need to do that.
Yeah. We need some more like Pyrex.
Mm,
When you put it away, put the food
yeah,
away.
yeah.
But it's
Tupperware.
kind of cool because you could serve it and you can, put it up too. Are you talking about like the karote? That's the ceramic pot. The ones that got the detachable handles.
I like
Those are
those. Yeah,
fire.
Yeah,
those
my
are
sister got
cool.
those. Those are nice.
Yeah.
That's fire. So that's
And
ceramic.
I
Okay.
feel like it helps save space too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, that's tight. I want some of that. I was going to say a ninja slushy because that would make my life easier. Because my neighbors
Mm,
got one. Hey, that
mm,
thing is fire. Hey, yo, that thing is fire. But that's not necessarily something I need. But I would
uh-huh.
like one. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what you
You
got?
don't know. You might get one and you'll be making all kinds of stuff. And
You
it
never
might
know.
lead to
I'm
happiness in
like,
your life.
y'all ready to record?
Right. Look, this is about overconsumption, and somehow I'm telling you to go back.
I ain't drunk. I'm on medication.
Right.
But the drunk, I'm not God.
Hey.
I think for me, and just with the season that I'm in, I just need. I want everything. Like I was looking today, I was like, I think I want to look to see if I can get a farmhouse. I think it's called like a farmhouse sink.
Oh,
Mhm.
Like I was like, I want one of those. And so like I just want, it's not just one thing. I just want like a black card. Like let me get like that lady that used Tyler
Oh.
Perry black card. Let me get his black card.
she was at the Rolling Stone.
She
Throw
was
your
I
rollies in the
what
sky.
y'all think about that? That's so off topic. But what do y'all think about that part? Going to the
I hope she
road.
was joking.
I
I would
hope
hope
so
so.
too.
Somebody was in the comments like, "Oh, she just made herself a permanent worker forever. She got to pay that off forever. So she's going to
Man.
be in every single Tyler Perry project
Every movie from
for the rest of her
now.
life."
Medea
He
is
said, "That's okay
dead.
with me."
And we at the funeral. She gonna
The
be right
Medea
there.
funeral part 2.
What happened in this? What didn't happen
Right,
in the first
right.
one that needs to happen in the second one?
Or like on what y'all say? Why did I get married? Why did I
What?
get married to?
Why did I get married to?
Lord.
Um, couple more, and then we're gonna end with a quick game, rapid fire game. Um, What do you say is the most unnecessary thing in your kitchen?
I don't.
Mine is my Ninja. I don't use it for anything. I
Ninja
don't
what?
even like. It's just a Ninja blender. I am more of a juice gal. And the most that I do with that Ninja now is I'll occasionally make a sauce. Wow. But outside of that, I don't really use it. I think oh boy be using it for protein shakes, but I'm
No,
not
boy.
sure.
Oh boy.
You say you be making the sauce. Okay, Rachel Ray. Go
I
ahead
make a little
again.
sauce. I make a little sauce every now and then.
A little vodka sauce.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that's unnecessary in my
Good.
kitchen. We don't really
Good.
use the
I need to
blender
be
really
like
like
that.
that, but I would like to more, especially for smoothies. I want to
Is
get
it on your countertop or is it
nah,
under the
we put it
cabinet?
away. We
Yeah.
have an appliance like closet full of stuff.
Mm.
And I for sure can't say my air fryer because what? I
No,
use that all the
what
time.
can we do without the air fryer?
Man, listen, I put some chicken in the oven before. I said, golly, this taking a long time. This
We
ain't done
hungry.
in 30 minutes.
Right.
Eat that chicken done in 30 minutes if you want to from the oven.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
you're gonna be in the upper room. You
Right.
got anything unnecessary in your kitchen, Adrian?
No,
You are like,
everything that I have.
yes,
Everything. I
a
have
fresh
just
start.
enough plates, just
Mm-hmm.
enough cup, just like very, very
Yeah.
basic. Very
Nice.
basic. So no,
You know what I want though? I definitely want some plates. The bowl plates. Those are so cool.
Like a
they are like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is.
uh-huh. That is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting my list together because somebody got a birthday coming up.
Whoop, whoop.
Last thing about the kitchen, every now and again, you need to pull them appliances out and get
Now
behind
you in
them.
my business.
And I did that, and you would be surprised the stuff that's back there. I mean, just stuff that done dropped in between, and just
Where does baseball come
things.
from?
It was so much grease on the side of the oven. I'm like, what? I don't even be frying like that up in here. But it
It
just like builds
accumulates
up.
though.
Yeah, it just builds up over time.
Yeah.
So quick game, rapid fire. I'm going to name a room or a location in your house. Tell me what you need or what you don't need any more of in that space. Okay. So again, I'm naming a location or a room, and you tell me I don't need no more of this in there. Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
Go. Under your kitchen sink. Adrian, go.
I got just enough.
Go.
I don't got nothing. I need some more
Mine is
dishwashing
garbage bag.
pods. We need some more garbage bags.
I got pies and I guess I don't need no more dishwashing. I ain't even used my dishwasher yet. And I got a gallon of Cascade that Danae got me. And I got a bag of pies. I think I got 2 plates. Like I haven't even used. I'm like, I'm gonna go get some stuff.
It won't be
these
long.
two in here. Right,
You'll
exactly.
be tired of washing dishes soon.
But like I've been
Exactly.
using Tide Pods a lot lately. So but they were also the little ones. I was disappointed in myself, but
okay. Refrigerator.
We don't need no more cheese. We got a lot of cheese.
Okay. Mine's is sauces and condiments. Somewhere along the line, I felt like adults have to have a lot of sauces, and I just be buying sauces.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You can make a ketchup sandwich, no problem.
That's the sign of an adult. You gotta have all the sauces, remoulade and shit. Freezer. Goodbye, Adrian. Mine is Factor meals.
Oh, Factor meals.
Yeah.
Oh, you give me some of them factor meals.
I can. They in the freezer. Please take them off my hands. I will bag them up for you. You can come get them whenever you're ready. Because we were doing 12 a week, and then we went. That was like when I was in season. There wasn't nothing getting cooked up in here. Then I brought it down to 6, and they still like when it starts getting to where I know we ain't gonna eat them, and we got a new set coming in. I just put them in the freezer. Then I'm like, I'll pull them out when I'm ready to cook them. And they are taking up a lot of space. And it's something about just throwing away food that I just cannot do.
No
food that's still able to be eaten. I know. Yeah, you can have them.
Give it to
What
them.
about you, B? In your freezer?
At one point, we had a lot of ice cream, but I had to take inventory.
Yeah, that's a good one. Bathroom.
I don't got none.
Mine is
do-rags.
Do-rags. Now that's black. Okay?
So many do-rags.
That is a black household. Do y'all got them in a bowl, or like is it in a drawer?
It's in a drawer.
It's for hanging over the doorknob. Okay.
Nah.
I used to hang mine on the back of the door like a bra.
Yeah.
Girl, I done put my do-rag on. I am not going out the house, okay?
At all.
I don't know why I buy so much bathroom spray, but that is something I will not buy until I'm going to use all that spray, and I'm not buying no more to the new year.
Damn, you got that
the new year?
Yeah. I don't know why, because I also like buy holiday sprays and spring sprays.
You don't like this turkey and dressing candle? No. I hate it.
I got cranberry soap right now in the bathroom. I had Halloween soap.
I bet you don't know this is a honey baked ham soap. Then they get away from me.
Yeah, so clearly I'm the overconsumer here. Last one in your spice cabinet.
I'm no good at this.
I'm so bad at this game. Man.
Mine is Old Bay. I don't know why I be buying Old Bay like that.
You got all the different flavors? Because I heard there was one that was like you can only get in like these.
I had a garlic something.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Garlic something Old Bay. But yeah, I just be buying Old Bay, and I don't even cook with it a lot because it swells my feet up like Respucia.
Yeah, it's a little salty. It could be for sure salty. Yeah. But I did have the Old Bay random Old Bay hot sauce fire. And I really don't even like hot sauce with like fish, chicken, but that Old Bay hot sauce is super fire.
Now see, I've seen it, and I don't do much hot sauce, but maybe I need to get that a try.
That one is really good. It's not really hot.
Well, my factor meals.
They got yeah, right. I was trying to see. They have less sodium Old Bay, but they don't have no salt Old Bay.
Sodium. Yeah, that's when I know I'm really grown, when I start getting into the no sodium seasoning.
No, for real. Because it just be salt on top of salt on top of salt. Yeah. At that point, you know what I'm saying?
That's why you're supposed to use the powders, because they don't have salt.
Oh yeah, like onion powder, garlic powder. Yeah, with that, yeah, for sure. Yeah. You know, I tried Auntie Tab stuff. Maybe I need to go back. Maybe I need to go back to it. That's what it is.
Okay, there we go.
That's what it is. I need to.
Nobody better not say nothing bad about Auntie Tab.
At all.
Taste buds and couple.
I was about to ask, what did you cook with it?
What did you cook with it? I think it was some ostrich or something. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but I need to try it again.
You do, because it gives for sure. So you do need to try it again. You do. That will be good.
Okay. Well, that will bring my portion of the meat to close. So y'all stop buying all that stuff. I just feel like, the world is in economic ruin right now. And so there's a way that you could scale back a little bit. And if you don't have to, then you know what? I'm going to be like you one day. But as for me and my house, we're going to use up all these sprays, all these hand soaps. Okay. I'm not because I'm guilty just like you be of going to the grocery store and spending $400 and then be like, oh, I'm gonna stop at Chipotle on the way home. And it's like, no, girl. So
No,
that's
well, with that, I'm like,
goal.
yes, girl, do that. Cause who finna cook? Who finna cook? That's a whole job within itself to get $400 worth of, and then put it up, put everything, and then
when you
cook
live
it.
on the fourth floor like me, okay, you might not never make them groceries. Whoo, that's a whole nother thing.
He said, "Let me
You know
just take
what?
all the frozen stuff. Let me just do that."
I love to go shopping, put the food up, and if I have to make some, I enjoy that. I'm looking forward to my meal prep this week.
Oh, yeah. I know that's right. I need to
I
get
need
one of
those.
These are my
I'm broke. Because
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, you left your.
Did you be stealing from me?
Something wrong with this camera.
Something wrong with this camera.
Nay, is that you? I can't.
She was like, "Where you get that from?" I was like,
You breaking up?
Totally.
We in person, fool. Wait, okay.
Look, you breaking up. We in person.
We in person. Wait, okay. I do have a question because on Netflix, I was watching this documentary called "Buy Now: The Shopping Conspiracy." Have you ever seen? So my question is, because I think it was like he was a couple steps down from the CEO, but he worked for Adidas, and he said that he felt guilty because he knew what to. Like the psychology behind people keep buying Adidas jerseys and stuff. So do you feel like, and this might be a dumb question, but like these corporations, you know, if you were in that seat, I guess is a better question. If you were in that seat, do you feel like you would feel a little guilty because you're ultimately kind of making people overbuy? And that's not even just clothes. Ninja is one of them. You know what I'm saying? How do you guys feel about that?
I think if you work in those fields, you just got to be built like that.
You ate the steak.
You know, like
you can't.
Your job is to take advantage of people wanting to overspend or to make sure that your product is enough, right? Make sure your product is. I think it gets tricky when you got like version 1 and version 1.2. And it's like, all y'all did was add lights on that, you know, like, but they know that shiny, glittery things are always going to sell. And I mean, it depends on what the item is, but I mean, doggy dog out here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do feel like maybe it was because of the overconsumption, but like it used to be back in the day, you could take something to a repair shop. It could literally be, it could be a toaster, it could be a TV. We don't have no repair shops no more.
No,
we don't even have a place like
new ones.
Yeah, and yeah, for good. I mean, you know, for good reason too, though, because you can't. Where you gonna get this TV fixed?
And the quality of the products have gone down also.
So it's not even worth it to get this TV fixed.
Right. By the time you get it fixed, you might as well go get you a new one. Yeah.
That's what this photographer that I saw on YouTube, he was like, no, I buy all Canon flashes because if I need to get my flash fixed, I can send it back to Canon. I'm not about to spend $800 on a flash when a $200 flash can do the exact same thing. Maybe I just don't understand about enough about like the speed lights, the flashes and stuff like that, but it just don't seem like it's worth it to get an $800 flash. Send it to Canon and pay $150 deductible, get it back. For what? This stuff don't last like it used to, you know?
I definitely agree with that. They don't make it like they used to.
They don't make it like they used to.
So do y'all have any closing thoughts or anything around this, or can we go ahead and close it up?
I enjoyed this, Danae.
Thank you.
This was good.
I did.
That's good.
I think
take inventory, y'all.
Take inventory, and I think the bottom line, you have to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't want to be a minimalist, don't listen to your friend. Not you, Nate. But I'm just saying, don't listen to your friends. That's how I
don't
get in it.
She don't know shit.
But also we're all in different seasons. You know what I'm saying? So your friend that may be a minimalist may have bought $30,000 worth of stuff, and you spent $5 on stuff. and now it's your time to shine, baby. That's it.
They might have got a PPP loan and still working on it.
Exactly.
And in a couple months. No. Go ahead.
What? It's coming back.
They said that was my biggest regret. I wish I would have $300,000 PPP loan with no business.
And we'll be like, hey y'all, this is actually decent.
From 26 in California.
Y'all gotta go.
We can't really record tonight.
Right.
Oh, real quick. My cousin, I said it already. Somebody in my okay, forget it. They were in jail.
Oh no.
And so when they would call the house, because everybody always call our house, because my mom, she always said, I got too many kids, I'm not gonna put no block on my phone, blah blah blah. So they always knew that. So he would call the house and be like, and then shit answer the call. He'd be like, what y'all doing?
Oh no. What? She was
like, is his ass screaming in that phone again? I didn't accept 4 calls this week. No, he cool.
So he would say that so somebody would pick up?
Yeah, he would do all that screaming. Mama's about, if he's talking about what you doing, if I tell you right now, somebody whipping my ass, what you gonna
do? What can you help me with? That's sad.
Free to jail. And that is so wrong.
That's wild. Yeah, that's right. Well, all right, y'all. Thank you.
That was a great episode.
And try to do some inventory in this spring. Is the solstice? That's the beginning. Equinox. One of them. When it starts is one of them.
Spring, fall,
clean out your spaces. Get your mind together. Detox your mind. Detox your spaces. And get rid of some stuff. I don't care what B say. Everybody need to get rid of some stuff. Okay? And put us on and be actually decent with us while you cleaning up. We will help pass the time, okay?
Or while you shopping like me.
Right.
My point of all of that was just be mindful. You know that you don't need 30 black t-shirts, okay?
Oh,
you know that. You trying to we're gonna handle this. Hang up. Be actually decent, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.